9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Got me up the coast, boy. Wanna hear the ocean roar crash over me. Then ride it home, dance it out in moonlight. Hold me tight and don't let go. Watch over me. We are all stardust, stardust, stardust. Left behind, left to find one another, face the sun, fear no one, 'cause we are all one, we are all one, we are all one, we are all one, we are all. Lift me up, get moonshine, put me into overflow. Superstar.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope everybody's having a great, Tuesday evening. Hold on. I thought I had a notification about, it was an old notification. I don't know. I'm still trying to learn iPhones out, and it's like not, you want me to, oh yes, please send me some spaghetti, Chris. I'm hungry AF. I seriously am. And I was thinking, should I go eat first? But nothing I have here is like quick, like chips or something to eat real quick. So I didn't want to make you guys wait any longer. You've been through hell and back twice now. Today alone? Hey, it's the weekend and Elf. Today's wiener is Jam 420. She had a little bit of a heads up, though, to be fair, so we'll give it to Elf. Jam doesn't like wieners anymore anyways. She said she's been married for too long and doesn't like them anymore. I know, I don't like iPhones either. Android's my Android's my jam. No pun intended. BK went to jail last Tuesday, got out on drop DV due to not being arraigned in 48. What? He went to jail last Tuesday and got out on a drop domestic violence because, holy shit, are you serious? Wow, so he got lucky. Was it a brand new charge like that just happened for domestic violence like last Tuesday? Praying for employment for Mammoth. Oh, really? Make me laugh too? Here, let me see. Let me draw a few cards for you. Do you want me to tell you if you're going to get it? I don't want to give you bad news, though. Will make me laugh too. Get this. Will she get the job? Well, I think so. Let's see. Wow, looks like a lot of competition. I see you're very passionate about it. There's a lot of competition for this position. Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords. Is it an authority position? Is she gonna get it? I feel like you are. Let's see. Okay, there's some training or something I think you have to do first. I think there's some kind of disappointment because you might, I think you could I think you could get it, but I feel like there's some kind of training or some training first or something that you have to wait. So I do feel like you're going to get this position, but there's like a waiting period. Like you have to get some training first. So I do think there's something that you have to be taught, a certification, training, or something. It's a nursing job. Yep. So I was just making sure it wasn't like in law enforcement or something. The Queen of Swords is sometimes an authority figure, but it could be like you being like a head nurse, of a unit, or but it's showing something about training. I see a little bit of disappointment just because of some kind of delay. Like I say, but it looks like a good thing. I think you're gonna do what you have to do. Justin just texted me the link to Andy's video and didn't know I was he's like, did you see this? And I just said, yeah, I'm live about it. He's like, oh. Justin, what are we going to do with him? I'll let you know, I wish I could give money to help your channel, but I'll be, no, don't send your money, Chris. Please don't. Okay? Our friendship's not about money, Christopher. So, yes, please don't. I'd rather you never send me any money, okay? Hey, Mimi of 6, Heather Mack, Blue Eyes, Stephanie, One Love. Tell you one thing, those in doubt should get one done, because I had one done and she hit the nail on the head on everything except one thing. Oh, you're talking about reading. Yeah, I wanted to see if her make me laugh too, if she help her ease her mind a little bit. Yep, just him being here is enough. He said, deal. Okay, cool. Just be my friend. That's all I ask for. Okay? Hey, Michelle. Heck, I know what we're going to do with him. Just love him. You're welcome for going live. I haven't had sorry, it's been crazy. I know you messaged I haven't messaged back the last, I think you've messaged since, and I haven't had a chance. But it looks like Sean Diddy's lawyer posted a statement less than an hour ago. Let's see what this says. We will get on to the Andy Bernard thing, which I almost didn't even respond to because I know people are going to be like, but there's a few reasons, and I need people to keep their logical hats on, okay? But let me see. I want to see this statement from freaking P. Diddy's lawyer. Why is it not loading the stupid phone? Sean Diddy Combs here. I'll just look it up here. Heck? Brian, I spelled it wrong. Here we go. Real quick, while we're waiting for people to get here, I'm going to just read this because it just came out.
'Cause it just came out. 'Cause it just came out. 'Cause it just came out. 'Cause it just came out. 'Cause it just came out. 'Cause it just came out. 'Cause it just came out. 'Cause it just came out. 'Cause it just came out. 'Cause it just came out. 'Cause it just came out. 'Cause it just came out. 'Cause it just came out. 'Cause it just came out. 'Cause it just came out. 'Cause it just came out. 'Cause it just came out. 'Cause it just came out. 'Cause it just came out. 'Cause it just came out. 'Cause it just came out. 'Cause it just came out. 'Cause it just came out. 'Cause it just came out. 'Cause it just came out. 'Cause it just came out. 'Cause it just came out. 'Cause it just came out. 'Cause it just came out. 'Cause it just came out. 'Cause it just came out. 'Cause it just came out. 'Cause it just came
So, statement on behalf of Sean Combs. Yesterday, there was a gross overuse of military level force as search warrants were executed at Mr. Combs' residences. There is no excuse for the excessive show of force and hostility exhibited by authorities or the way his children and employees were treated. Mr. Combs was never detained but spoke to and cooperated with authorities. Despite media speculation, neither Mr. Combs nor any of his family members have been arrested, nor has their ability to travel been restricted in any way. This unprecedented ambush, paired with an advanced coordinated media presence, leads to a premature rush to judgment of Mr. Combs and is nothing more than a witch hunt based on meritless accusations made in civil lawsuits. There has been no finding of criminal or civil liability with any of these allegations. Mr. Combs is innocent and will continue to fight every single day to clear his name. Okay. So I'm going to post it. It's just a short call. And at first I was like, oh, great, here we go. And it's going to be a big deal. I already know it's going to be a big deal. Okay. And I know people are going to take it and run with it. And I heard, there was Cher on the call laughing when he said what he said about Fred. You guys, I need people to remember. Now, Pruitt is the same guy. First of all, Pruitt hasn't even, okay, Pruitt is the same, let's just start here. Pruitt is the same guy who believes that, for one, that Summer Wells got taken by animals, dragged off by an animal. And that's what happened to her. Okay? Now, if that's what you think, that's fine. You can have that opinion. Me, myself, personally, though, and I won't judge you on it, but I'm just saying, me personally, I think that's ridiculous and just very unlikely. And really, when I heard that, that really, I remember being so disappointed because it really just made me think, man, we're never going to freaking find out what happened. If we have law enforcement, thinking an animal took her off. Then, let me tell you another thing he said. Now, you guys can believe me or not, but I know this for a fact. He believes the parents are not involved in any way. He says that they're just bad people. They're bad. They do bad things, but they're not involved with their daughter's disappearance. So take his word for how you would, if you like. TBI is the main one on this investigation, and also, besides, on top of that, Andy didn't even ask the question that we fucking want to ask this whole time. He keeps going around the fucking question about whether or not he was on the road that day. That is my problem. Why won't you ask that? Will you guys hear this? He sounds so fucking nervous. It's unreal. Like, why would you be nervous? If you're not involved, you're not involved, Andy. Like, it's not, all we're saying is why, in my opinion, why were you on the road that afternoon? Why didn't you ask Pruitt if you were on the road that afternoon, or say, oh, they're accusing me of being on the road that day, blah, blah, blah. No, you didn't want to bring attention to it. You started to bring it up, but then you changed it. Yes, I am going to say, I saw somebody in the comments say, well, Ziggy's just going to say, of course they're going to tell him that. Well, ding, 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 you're the wiener, because, of course, do you think they're going to tell him, yeah, you're involved? Yeah, we're looking at you hardcore, dude. Well, Pruitt said you have not told him he had nothing to worry about or something. basically, and not to take Fred Hill's word. I wouldn't put too much weight in Fred Hill's word or something like that. But guys, a lot of times too, you got to remember, law enforcement can lie to us, and they can make you feel comfortable enough to make mistakes. They give you enough rope to hang yourself. Still, all this is going to do is really push people even more to find that footage. And I don't know. If When Evil Entered, guys, is another channel on here who has seen surveillance of, and has came out recently. She was afraid to come out, and because I understand, but she has seen surveillance also of Andy being on the road that day from another neighbor on Ben Hill who had security cameras. It's not just Fred saying this. It's Fred, it's Laura, it's When Evil Entered. If When Evil Entered has that surveillance, man, I don't want to have to put this out. I really don't want to be the one to put it out, but if they send it to me, I feel like, I wish they would send it to me. I know they don't probably want to put it out, but wish they would send it to me. Andy, we needed you to ask if you were on the road that day. So here's the call. It's going to get me my blood pressure up for a second, because I think it's 3:26:24.
Sheriff's office.
Yeah, I was just trying to get a hold of Detective Pruitt. I was trying to find out a couple of things about something.
Hold on just a minute.
Thank you.
I know, Tessie. I wish Tessie.
Detective Pruitt.
Yes, sir. How you doing today?
I'm fine. How are you?
All right. My name's George Bernard, Andy Bernard. I live at 125 Ben Hill Road. I was just trying to figure out some information, maybe, possibly.
What about?
Well, okay, for 3 years, I've been wrapped up in the middle of the Summer Wells case. For a while now, Fred, my cousin, has been saying that I was on the road that day. Nobody else has questioned me after I left my residence, when I separated from my
You're cutting in and out, sir. I can't hear half of what you're saying.
Can you hear me better now?
A little bit.
Okay. I left my residence, didn't go back till September. I went through a separation in the process. I was just wondering, I was just trying to figure out if there was anything I could do, needed to do. Do you need to talk to me, see me?
No, sir.
Was I on?
Unless concrete leads come up that we can sort of verify the direction it's headed, we're just accepting concrete leads, and your name has not come up.
Okay. Well,
that, and I wouldn't put too much faith in what Fred Hill is saying.
Well, I kind of knew that for the rip, but for 3 years, this has kind of been affecting me for 3 years.
I understand, sir, but like I said, your name is not relevant to the investigation, so you don't have anything to be concerned about.
Okay, I greatly appreciate that. That eases my mind a lot, and I greatly appreciate you, sir.
Have a good day.
You too, sir. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Why would it ease your mind? A lot. It might ease your mind to be able to put it out and, make yourself look better, but you already know you're innocent, right? So this Mr. Pruitt, guys, he's like more like a spokesperson. I really don't think this guy's done much investigations on the case, but I don't know. TBI is the main one. Secondly, he also believes an animal got Summer Wells, and he also believes the parents are not involved. And now, supposedly, also believes Andy Bernard's not involved. Not at all. His name's not come up at all. No, it's not a name off the list, guys. It's not being cleared. That does not mean he's off the list. See, that's the problem, and that's what I feel like Pruitt's wanting people to think. It's a detective, it's a way to get people feeling comfortable enough to give them enough rope to hang themselves. So the only time that Fred has worked with Pruitt he's only talked with him one time. The people that he's talked with, he said I talked to Fred today about this. He said, I've talked to mainly TBI. He said, I talked to Pruitt one time during the cotton, when he was talking to him about the cotton thing. But Fred was the one, guys, that called in the tip about the aquatic center too. I forgot about that. He had told me that, but I forgot about that. The aquatic center, about the whole thing about Summer Wells, a sighting there. He talked to him about, called that in too. He's worked with law enforcement. You guys, I mean, I don't know. To me, the only thing I can say is it's just a way to confuse things and make him feel comfortable. That's just my opinion. And also, I wish, though, I hope I might have to contact When Evil Entered. If they have that footage, I wish that they would send it to me. I really do. If anybody has that footage that hears this of the surveillance, send it to me anonymously. Make a fake email. Send it to me anonymously. If you don't want to be the one to put it out, YouTube Ziggy at outlook.com. Make a fake email and send it to me. And then I'll think about how to freaking put this shit out. I know. It's like he's over it. He's so over it. You could tell his demeanor changed when he realized that Andy was, connected to the case or lived on 125. You could tell, like, his whole demeanor changed. I feel like, I know has to be frustrating for law enforcement. I don't know how anybody would believe there was an animal attack. I just don't understand that. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Mimi of 6. I don't have much faith in Tennessee law enforcement or disrespect towards anyone in Tennessee. Trust me. Hey, Freeside. So, people are going to take it however they want to take it. This is going to be another thing. Oh, Andy was cleared, just like Jody Sue was cleared, right? That's what people are going to go say. Oh, Andy's clear. Jody Sue's clear. No, that's not what it means, please, guys. Please don't take this out of context. Please just, take it in consideration, of course. But I'm just saying, I listened to it actually with Fred for the first time. Like, we both listened to it at the same time. And he said he's not going to tell him. He's I mean, I don't know. I don't know much more to say than what I have said. See, what Fred he did, Indy, in his defense, he did mention something about Fred saying him being on the road that day, and he did start to ask about it. But that's really the one question I want to know, is if he was on the road that day. That's the only thing that Fred was saying, is that he saw him on the road. Was that the whole conversation? I guess. That's all. I played it all that he posted. I mean, I'm sure sounds like it was probably most of it. At least, I don't know. At least the whole. I'm glad that Andy did that much. I mean, I'm glad that he actually finally, I don't know why it took this long. I really don't, but he sounded nervous as hell, like scared. I mean, really scared. And I just don't understand why you would be that scared. He seems terrified to me. And why now? I just don't understand. Why now? Yes, exactly, Sage Sleuth. That's all he's saying. That's it. All he's saying. That's what he reiterated today to me on the phone. What Fred said. It's frustrating for everybody. I know it's frustrating for Pruitt, this case, for all of us who want answers. That's all I want, guys. It's not a competition or to be right or at all. It's not. I just want the truth. And if it, for some reason, I just, if I found out differently, like of any type of intentional lies or anything like that, I tell you guys everything that I can possibly tell you. Like, there's only, I mean, sometimes occasionally people tell me I can't say anything, like, and if I want the information, then I need to respect that. Little Hill or youngins. I think I'm too old. No, Jackie, that's not what it does not mean he's been cleared. I'm going to have to block you because you're spreading misinformation. It doesn't mean that. You keep saying that. It does not mean he's been cleared, guys. So now everyone's going to try to disprove of Fred. Yeah. No, he doesn't say that at all. Hair curl is a crime. He thinks that's not at all what he's saying. Fred, no. Don't get that twisted. Listen, his opinion is separate from this, okay? His opinion is separate from what he knows as fact. And Fred says he knows as fact that Andy was on the road that day. He does not know for a fact if he was involved in Summerwell's. That's only thing he knows for a fact is he was on the road that day. That's what Fred is saying. He does believe Andy's involved. but that's his opinion. That does not make it fact. You know what I mean? So I try not to get, just because I try not to put all that Fred is saying is absolute fact, is he was on the road that day. He still thinks Andy's involved. It's just, or he does think Andy's involved. It's just, he doesn't have proof. Besides that, that's the only thing. And that doesn't mean he was involved. Yeah, that's just like his take of it. I'm trying to be careful how I say it because I don't want people, you have to be careful, make sure you spell things out, like, because people will twist your words into something different very, very, very easily. And yeah, I mean, it doesn't make sense, like, to him, to Fred, like, why he wouldn't just say he was on the road. But and then we have another channel who has come forward and said that they have, you know, and I've known for a while that they knew about Andy being on the road that day and had seen surveillance, but I was trusted to secrecy. And I couldn't put that out there. It wasn't for me to put it out. But, you know, another creator has recently came forward in the last like month or two saying that they saw the surveillance of Andy being on the road that day from a neighbor. And that neighbor, yes, I knew before she even said the name, I knew was one of the cameras that law enforcement had looked at. It lined up with what Fred told me before I didn't even, like, she didn't even know. But like I said, once again, here's my email. If anybody has surveillance, has that, and they don't want to be a part of putting it out or being a part of the mess of that or being involved with it because you're scared or whatever, please email me on the screen at youtubeziggy@outlook.com. Make a fake email or something. Send me anonymously this footage, please, if you can. Like, I'm begging you. That's the only thing that's going to settle this. I don't think so, Leah, but that's just my opinion. My opinion, though, but I know a lot of people will. But you guys think how you want to think. Don't let anybody like sway your opinion. Just go with what your gut is telling you, and if the truth will always come out, it's going to come out. God, hopefully sooner than later, though. It's frustrating for us all. Let me see here. Hold on. Fred's in a group, or he's on his way to a group, so and I got a message from him that asked if I sent him the link to the live to watch it. And sometimes he responds while I'm live. He'll message, but he hasn't been able to. He's like on the way to a meeting, so he can't really like pay like that close of attention. But I didn't want to wait any longer. That's not true, Dixie and Tennessee Mountains. I never said I wasn't ever speaking on this ever again. I never said that. See how people twist your words? See what I mean? Like, good Lord. It's frustrating when it's just so frustrating. I never said that I wasn't going to speak ever again on Summer Wells. That's absolutely the complete opposite. I said I'm not going to keep talking about it every freaking day if there's nothing to talk about until there's new information. Well, today we have new information. Andy uploaded a video talking to Pruitt. So we're just going over that. Okay, Dixie and Tennessee Mountains. That's exactly what I said. Please do not, if you guys are going to talk shit or, try to make it funny, that's not really, it's not funny. You sound stupid. I'm sorry, because that's not what I said. I know, right? It's discouraging. Want to keep the money, trouble coming to get money. Someone telling that Summers. I have heard some, and Robin is rocking. I don't know what you're talking about, but yeah, Indiana has come up a lot. Well, if anybody, the person that has the biggest target on their back besides the parents, like Fred's right there too. Like don't you think that puts him in danger? Like telling what he knows and stuff to law enforcement and sometimes it just seems like these people at Hawkins County, I don't know. They don't seem like to really know what's going on with the case. I don't even feel like they're freaking doing anything. He has relatives in Indiana. Yeah, that's crazy, Nunya Beeswax. Yeah, I know, Tessie. That's what I'm saying is somebody please email that to me if you have it anonymously. You could even connect your computer to a what is it called? VPN. Is that what it's called? Connect your computer to where it scrambles your IP address, then make a fake email and then email it to me. If you really are wanting to say anonymous, and that's because I do think there's people who are scared. I know there is, actually. I know one of the neighbors is scared to put it out. If I do get a hold of it, I'm going to be scared too. And I'm going to have to decide what to do with it. I mean, I'm going to have to share it in some way, but we're going to have to get this cleared up. Law enforcement, it's been 2.5 years. Van a car being seen on their street. Has an interesting story about Tennessee van and car being seen on their street. Oh, really? Don't Fred and Laura have a video? Well, Fred hasn't been back to, he recently, okay, so when was it, last week, that he had gone to Ben Hill to grab what he could that hasn't been stolen or destroyed? The SD cards were nowhere to be found. He figured Laura had them. Let me see here. So I hear that Robin is rocking is one of the trolls accusing me and Liplock of being in cahoots regarding knowing where Summer is in a money exchange. Okay, sure. Have Fred call Pruitt and say what? What will he say to Pruitt? What will he say though? and say what? What? Ask him what? Same thing Andy did. I can talk to him about it, but I don't think it's like. But I don't know. Andy's the one that's supposed to be clearing himself about being on the road that day. Why would Fred go? And that's just another way to freaking spin stuff and just like to. But I don't care. I mean, I'll talk to Fred about it and see. But he's not the one that was seen. He's not the one that is denying that he was on the road. That's the issue here. It's just to clear up if Andy was on the road that day. That's all there is to it. It's not clearing his name, though. I still don't believe that clears Andy's name. I don't believe a phone calling Pruitt, and saying that he has nothing to worry about is going to be clearing his name either. I just don't. I believe law enforcement can lie, and they're not going to tell us if they're in the middle. If they're in this investigation, they're not even giving us anything. They won't even release any 911 calls or anything. There's a reason for that. They're not going to be honest with us. They've released nothing. Look at all these other cases. Like, we could even look at all the other cases, of the missing children and stuff, where all kinds of footage is released and they're asking for all kinds of searchers and all kinds of stuff. But here we don't have any information. There's got to be a reason they're keeping it secretive. They're obviously not wanting the public to know certain things. Like, if people would just think it through, they would understand. I know he does have a lot too much to deal with, but I'll talk to him about it, but I'm not going to freaking pressure him to death about it. Fire Wells. The Wells need to be calling. When's the last time they've talked to law enforcement? Those are the main ones. Fred just texted and said, by him being on the road, he may have seen something. Maybe it's that. Maybe Andy is afraid because he saw something happening and doesn't want to admit he was on. Who knows? It could be, I don't know. But until we have proof, I just don't feel like that's proof, but that's just my opinion. What information, Sue? We've all been trying to get the surveillance, guys. It's the same thing. Nothing changed. I don't feel like it's changed. That changes anything. Yeah, it doesn't mean he did anything being on the road. That's what we are saying. It's just. But yeah, there are going to be people who we know, and he knows. He's been dealing with this for 2.5 years. And just like somebody texted me, and I won't put their name out, and they said, you of all creators can handle this. And it's true. It's true. They said, what was it? She said, get ready for the fallout. We will be hearing all kinds of shit. Only you have the backbone to take it. I have faith in you. I thought that was a nice message, and it's true. Same thing with Fred. Fred's the only one that could have handled this type of scrutiny. Eventually, Fred tells me all the time, people are going to someday, he says all the time, when people find out the truth, they're going to feel so stupid and wonder why they did not listen to him. But, until then, here we are, it's just words. He does seem deflated and uninterested. I agree. You know what? We were going to do something even better than that. We were going to go talk to freaking face to face with Lawson. With Fred. We don't want to talk to Pruitt. Pruitt believes the parents aren't involved. I don't want to talk to somebody who doesn't believe the parents are involved. I mean, that's stupid to me. Or that an animal took her. That's absolutely ridiculous. I don't want to talk to somebody that's their belief. There's no reasoning with somebody like that. Law enforcement or not. I don't know why he believes that. I mean, maybe he knows. Well, he does know more than we do, but maybe. I don't know. I don't know how much involved with the case he is. We were gonna. What we wanted to do is Lawson. We want to talk to. We were gonna talk to Lawson. I don't know. We've been trying to. We don't know. It's kind of a toss up, but still, guys, it's in the same breath. Like at the same time, law enforcement can lie to Fred too. So like, I don't know. Nobody's going to believe anything until we have absolute proof. But I doubt us him calling Pruitt or me, or I don't think that's going to happen. Because maybe Lawson, but definitely more so. Tessie. So he hasn't put it out publicly, but that is what I know to be a fact from a very, very close source to the whole thing. When I say close source, I mean very close source. Pruitt believes an animal took Summer and that the parents are not involved. He says they're shitty people, but not involved in her disappearance. So if you want to put your faith in him, then go for it. But that's what he believes. And I know that, well, at least that's what he says. Is it the truth, or was it to throw the person off because they knew that they had talked to YouTubers before? I don't know. I don't know what to think. Just like this call with Andy. I don't know. I know his tone did change. He's like, oh God, not this again. Oh God, not the Summer Wells case again. Seriously, that's how it seems. Oh, you heard it yourself? Mention him something. I think he did mention something about an animal on an interview, animals on an interview, but he didn't say that was his. I think he might have been asked about it or did talk about it, but in the interview, he didn't say that's what he believes. He can't, he's law enforcement. He can't really go out on TV and say he thinks an animal took her and that the parents aren't involved. That is called what? It's actually illegal for law enforcement, really, because it messes with the jury pool, the public opinion. If we have law enforcement coming out publicly and saying they believe the parents are not involved, then that's going to really affect public opinion. That's why they have, because that would affect the jury pool, everything. What is he going to say? Hello, are you? Andy's got in trouble this week. Come on, please. Fred has nothing to do with Summer missing. No, he doesn't. And I don't think people think he does. I don't think a lot of people, I think the majority of people don't think he has anything to do with it. But there is a lot of people who believe he is not telling the truth. So, about this Andy on the road thing. But there's people out there besides Fred who have seen the surveillance too. I just wish somebody would come out with it. It's really frustrating. But I get it too. I wouldn't want to release it either, but I might be the one that's put in the position to release it because I'm asking people to send it to me anonymously if they have an issue, if they don't want to be named. Just make a fake email and email it to me. No questions asked. I'll just... Nothing to indicate she was abducted out of the area. But then he said no evidence she was trafficked outside the area. He did brush him off. I hope Mrs. Fletcher, I hope that's not the case, but it does get very, very discouraging and frustrating. For some reason, I don't get it. I don't get why. I do. I do understand it, but I actually do understand it. I know there's got to be a reason why they have been so tight-lipped in this case, Summerwell's, and why in other missing children cases, why it's completely different, and why we have like pictures of suspects and we have people named prime suspects, but no, Summer's like nothing. Maybe Andy saw something and he doesn't want to. Maybe he's scared. I don't know. That's the only other thing I can think of. But what's so funny is that today I did a reading for the day, just a tarot reading, and I got something about a confession, and I did it right before this video came out. I knew that there was going to be something big that happened, like as far as some type of drama come out, because it came out in the cards. I knew it was happening, and it was like seconds later I get a text with the video and from several people. But there was something about a confession, so gosh, hope so. I know, Justin. So Pruitt heard Dawn's claims she was probably bashed in the head with, yeah, but yet that she's probably fish food, or I don't know. Who knows what he's heard or how in depth he has even been a part of. I feel like more so he's just like a spokesperson, like a PR person or something. I don't think he's done freaking anything really. I mean, nothing. I just don't think it's been really his. I don't know. I think it's more so TBI. Hold on, guys. 1 second. Give me 1 minute. Okay. I just want Summer to get justice, her story told, for her to have peace. Yep, she does deserve it. She does. Absolutely. So what's this about the Cajun let's see, what is this? Oh my god. Oh my god. Whistle, what did you post? Oh god. Oh god. Well, we do need some comedy or comedic relief. Am I saying that right? Comedic relief? I don't know if I feel like I'm saying that wrong. So, oh god, this is going to be so embarrassing, guys. And I don't get embarrassed. So if I'm embarrassed, like, I don't get embarrassed. This one's going to embarrass me. Good thing I'm not on camera. Like right now, because you see my face turn red as a tomato. There are a bunch of Cajun navies. Some are frauds. Pruitt is related to all kinds of people that have been killed and are trying to get themselves out of trouble because they're involved in this. He is. That's Pruitt's the one that Marlena Crawford brags about. That's her uncle. I'll just contact my uncle for a favor. Hold on. Let me watch this first. Real quick, we'll get back to that. Let me watch it real quick. So this is Pruitt. Let's see what happens. Or what?
Learning the lead investigator in the Summer Wells case is speaking out. The pressure has been immense on the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office to figure out what happened to a little girl.
Okay, so it's saying he's the lead investigator.
Ansley Daniel has been following this case closely. She has an update, Ansley. Josh and Sarah, there was frustration, some anger, and the presence of a heavy burden when I sat down with the detective John Pruitt with the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office. He's led this investigation into Summer's disappearance. He told me that as difficult as this case is to work, he is nowhere near giving up.
It is a lot to shoulder, it's a lot to burden. We have a missing child that we haven't found yet.
Almost 10 months and so much heartache. And investigators aren't immune from that hurt. The question of what happened to Summer Wells still has no answer.
There haven't been very many cases like this. I have never worked a missing child case with all these different entities and agencies involved.
The lead investigator on the case says his days are devoted to finding her.
My day, I check tip line and voicemail when I first get here. I do phone calls and follow-ups on any credible leads I've got. I follow up on any.
So he checks the tip line daily, and he's going to tell me Andy Bernard's name has never came up. Or he didn't tell me that, but he's going to tell Andy that on the phone. His name has not come up. What? That cannot be true. Oh, she is not an inside joke, Tammy Murphy. Andy could have seen something and was threatening. And why did Lawson sound so angry about Fred's name? Because he didn't talk to him first. Cold Case Foundation. Hey, Jess.
Thing that I didn't get to a good conclusion the day before. Then I go into my normal caseload of any new cases I've got, follow-ups on them.
They've received nearly 2,000 tips.
I will follow up on everything I can to try to bring closure for this.
Self-proclaimed online investigators and social media sleuths have turned this case into a mess of ideas. And tips have come in from everywhere across the U.S. and even overseas. That help, Pruitt says, has led to little more than time wasted.
If these people want to help so much, we always accept applications to certified individuals.
He says the investigation has led to the continued thought that if Summer is found, it will be nearby.
I believe that she would probably be somewhere close by, because we found nothing to lead us to believe that she's been abducted or trafficked out of the area.
Pruitt works alongside the TBI and FBI. Along with the ground search, Pruitt says investigators have
found nothing to believe she was abducted or trafficked out of the area. This was April 4th of 2022, almost the whole year after. And nothing to believe she was abducted. Nothing would make them think that she was abducted or trafficked. Okay. Well, what about her? Okay, so that means her parents. I don't know. I just don't know about that comment. Oh no.
Data. Almost a year into
There's
the
Ronnie
case,
Lawson.
And Detective Pruitt says it still remains a very active investigation.
I'm not going to let it go cold.
Okay. We'll take your word for it.
Well, Detective Pruitt assures that what happened to Summer Wells is still being investigated daily. Tonight at 6, he walks us through each day and what it is like for a case that is like no others for all the investigators involved.
Ansley, thanks. And an Amber Alert remains active for Summer Wells. If you have credible information that could help investigators find her, call the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation at 1-800-TBI-FIND.
The future of your business.
So let's go back to
Business is.
Oh, shit. Oh, God. Oh, God. The unedited version includes Pruitt saying, if she's alive. Almost 2 years since he's made a statement. Summer looked so different in Grinnell. I wouldn't notice her. Foul play. There is another longer video where the interview was shortened for that.
Daniel of WJHL last week. Pruitt talked about how difficult the case is and what a heavy responsibility it is upon his shoulders.
This one's
Nearly 10 months and still no answers.
Tonight, News Channel 11 dives deeper into the disappearance of Hawkins County 6-year-old Summer Wells. For the first time, we have heard from the lead investigator with the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office.
And tonight he tells us what this investigation looks like right now.
Josh and Sarah, the case of Summer Wells does not look much different today than what it did when I first reported live on authorities searching out in Beach Creek back in June of last year. Now, authorities are spending more time than ever before fielding through false tips as well as false hope.
It's sporadic. I mean, one day you might get 5 leads, the next couple of days you might not get anything. But it's been an active investigation that's I've been devoted to since it first occurred.
As Summer's disappearance approaches the 10-month mark, the scenarios of what happened the night of June 15th continue to grow.
The wandering away, sneaking off to go play or whatever she may have done, that is a viable option.
The night she went missing, authorities said she walked away from her house. The following day.
See, there's just another clue. At 10 months, or almost a year later, he's thinking, talking about how she walked off. Let me see which one this one is. That somebody sent me. What's this one? How long is this?
Well, today, for the first time,
7:55. Okay, this is probably just the second half of it. This is probably with this. Is probably the whole
an
thing.
Amber Alert was issued.
People are probably tired of hearing this. All possibilities are on the table. We're not completely eliminating the abduction idea, but there's nothing to lead us to believe that we need to focus on that alone.
In the height of the search, those on
exactly. Fred just texts and says that contradicts the Amber Alert. That does contradict the Amber Alert, right? Because an Amber Alert it's supposed to mean, isn't that for abductions and stuff? Amber Alert has certain criterias. I know, right, Rhiannon? Really? Tell me why they tell you to throw your tip in the trash without even listening what you have to say. I have Hawkins telling me that on tape. Yeah, not doing anything. Saturated the piss out of the area. If she was around, they would have found her.
Ground combed through miles of tough, rugged terrain, leaving many to wonder how there was no trace of little Summer.
She was like 3 foot, 40 pounds. It would be a lot easier for her to get through some of the foliage. And she's lower to the ground, smaller body, a lot more flexible.
Along with the ground search, Pruitt says investigators have poured through data.
We have gone through reams and reams of data. We've collected statements. We've chased down every credible lead that has been given to us. And we are still not much further along than when we started. Surveillance videos, GPS locations, cell phone tracking, cell phone data, electronic data, anything that we could think of to get our hands on.
As time continues to pass since that June day, it's increasingly hard to hold on to hope.
Well, we're 9 months in. I would hope that she is still alive somewhere, but we also have to be open to the idea that that is no longer a possibility.
Pruitt says that he has never worked a case like this with so many different entities involved, and he says it's still baffling that it looks the same as it did that night that Summer was reported missing. Coming up tonight at 11, we learn more about Summer's family's relationship with law enforcement, especially as her father remains jailed and lawyers are now involved.
Ansley, thanks. And the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation's Amber Alert for Summer remains active tonight. You can call in credible tips to 1-800-TBI-FIND.
Every outside professional that has looked into this case believes the parents are involved in every single one of them. Amber Alert's also used quite often for familial abductions. I needed to make a video with that tape. When I tried to, I ended up with an echo. So my channel, but I need to do another since that one is hard to hear. That's why I believe the red truck is crap, because I needed it to get an Amber Alert. Right, Pammy? I agree. They should. Hunter said that Candace was on the phone with her drug dealer, Andy, or A something. He said it's done. It's good. Yep. Child has to be in imminent danger. Right? Exactly. Queen House. It needs to happen. It's just time. These people have been in AI. Creates a lot more funding when they do the Amber Alert too, and more resources, tons more. Oh, I already read your comment, Marlena. Out loud, I read it for everybody. Yep, poor little Summer, exactly. Yeah, every outside source or does believe that the parents are involved. The only one that really caused the only hold on, let me see something here. Somebody sent me an Amber Alert for the most serious missing children cases in which law enforcement. Okay, so this is from the Tennessee TBI website. In Amber Alerts, the TBI harnesses the strength of partner agencies, including TEMA, the Tennessee Association of Broadcasters, the National Weather Service, the Tennessee Department of Transportation, and others, to amplify the message of vital information about missing child, and if available, the suspect, vehicle, and direction of travel. The TBI in the Missing Children's Clearinghouse for the state, and is the only agency in the state that can issue an Amber Alert. In order to issue an Amber Alert, the following criteria must be met. The person is 17 years of age or younger, and 2, the child is in imminent danger of bodily injury or death, and 3, there is a description of the child, the abductor, or vehicle, and 4, on the request from another state for an activation, there is a direct and identified nexus to the state of Tennessee, and that information is conveyed to the TBI at the time of the request. Wait, what? And 4, on a request from another state for activation, there is a direct identified nexus to the state of Tennessee, that information is conveyed to the TBI at the time. Hold on. Oh, shit. Need to message that one person back. So the United Cajun Navy. Huh. There's something going on with that. I'll have to check that out later, but Pruitt unless I need to get up from the desk and maybe they will find out something. Yeah, right, Hawkins. Justin. Oh my God, Rhonda. I bet you did. I feel like Ronnie said in the beginning of the issue because it was a remote area. Yep, exactly. And so is people in authoritative positions. Well, law enforcement, I know, is authority figure, but like the even higher ups, there's a reason why you can only be in power for so long in certain positions. You know, and there's also a reason. There's also a reason why. Yeah, there's a reason why people are rotated out of these freaking positions. And I lost my freaking train of thought because I saw a text from my landlord. Hey, Trina. It is huge on trafficking. That's what I'm starting to see, all these people. But, you know, also all these kids going missing and stuff. But at the same time, I don't know if it's because, like, I'm just noticing it so much because we're focused on Tennessee because of Summer Wells, or does it seem like Tennessee is like a hot spot for missing children? Keep them from getting close. That and Coop not qualified for the job he held. They do seem like they could care less because they probably know some stuff that we don't know. I guess there was a little bit more to that Pruitt interview, but I'm really hungry and I need to eat something. But I could have sworn I heard something. It probably is in that extended interview. I do think Pruitt, the way he talked about, he just was like, no, there's no signs of a abduction or what was he say? Abduction or trafficking. Okay. But he seemed really interested in the possibility of her just walking away. Oh, and she'll just never be found. She just walked away. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the foliage is a lot in the area and stuff, but no, there is no way. No, that's not what happened. Yeah, Ohio's pretty bad too. 2.5 months, it will be 3 years. Lawson was saying that Summer walked away from day one, literally day one. Blue Eyes says, hey, Fred, how you? I think that he's probably, I don't know if he can be listening right now. Right now, his meeting, I think, started. He's waiting for it to start. Yes, thank you. Mimi of 6 has been so good about putting my email up for anybody who possibly happens to see this, who might be from Ben Hill Road, because I'm sure a lot of them out there watch, YouTube about this case. And if you happen to have surveillance, please email it to me anonymously if you don't want to be named or you don't want to be, please. Because I'm really tired of this back and forth. And I'm, it's frustrating. And it's just time for something to happen here in this case, for the truth to come out. And just like even Pruitt says there, he's never been involved in a case with so many agencies involved. Well, think of that. All these agencies involved causes confusion. In a way, things need to be streamlined and organized. I'm sure they know more than I do about this stuff. But you add other agencies and stuff, you have to, all these agencies need to be in communication with each other, and he was acting nervous. I just don't want, I get it. Nobody wants to be accused. I don't like being accused all the time of being a scammer and a liar, and stuff, I hate that too. And I always want to prove myself too. And show receipts. But after a while, you just learn that the truth will come out, and you just sometimes has to play out naturally. I don't know. He just seems, I understand it's nobody wants to be accused of being involved in such a thing. But to me, Fred is acting exactly like an innocent person acts. And I know not a lot of people now don't believe Fred's involved at all. They just think that he could be fibbing for some reason. But Fred is like, he hasn't been throwing a fit or freaking out like, oh my God, people think I'm involved. Oh no, oh no, oh no. People who don't have anything to worry about, or who are being honest stuff, they don't, the truth. So you don't worry about that shit. Like, you're not involved, so you have nothing to worry about. mean, there are instances of people getting in trouble for things that they haven't done, yes. But the likelihood, I mean, they have to have evidence. If there's no evidence, if there's no reason why you could be mistaken, it just doesn't make sense to be scared if you're not involved. Yep, exactly, pixie dust. No, he's not nervous because he'll say over and over again. He always tells me, like when I get all like frustrated and stuff like this, he's the one that calms me down. He is the one that tells me, don't worry, the truth will come out. It will come to light and people will, someday will wish they would have listened. Like, okay, there's really, you can only do what you can do. And if we don't have this surveillance, or if we don't have these SD cards, we can't, we can only do what we can do. Till something else, like some absolute proof comes forward. Follow the money. So who's making the money in this case and cases? When was the last time we heard publicly that Hawkins County was in charge of the investigation? I think anyways. Exactly. It's just, I don't think at this point that they're really, I don't think Hawkins County is working much with the case. I think it's, I don't believe, I think it's TBI. I mean, that's what, I don't know. Gosh. I know, Kathy. Exactly. Me and Kathy will be freaking out. Like, not freaking out, but just like, kind of irritated and upset of some of the lies that we know absolutely are lies. Just because, Fred will just be as calm as can be. So somebody sent me an anonymous letter. And it says, "Hi, Ziggy. I was watching your live on YouTube, and please don't be offended. But I am curious why you are so sure that Fred is being honest with you. Has he ever showed you any kind of solid proof that anything he has told you is factual? I mean, you have to admit, he has said a lot. Shallow grave on Fields Road, recording people for law enforcement, saying that Cotton told him he has something to do with Summers. He didn't say that. That's first thing. He said that we don't know. No. Cotton was going out looking for Summer, acting like he knew where she was or something. Saying some guy in jail told the judge that he had info about Summer's case, having proof that Andy B was on the road that day. I know that there's more things that he's claimed, but I can't recall any of it right now. And then there's the things that are setting off red flags for myself and a lot of people that you seem to not care about finding the truth about. Like for the fact that you seem surprised when you were doing a live at Kathy's that Fred said he didn't make it to Scrapyard on June 15th. And you immediately started saying, oh, I probably made a mistake. And then when someone asked you why Laura said that they did go to the Scrapyard, you say, oh, did she? Yeah, did she? I'm still waiting for somebody to send me that. Did she? Where did she say that? They didn't keep Fred's phone. They did not keep Fred's phone. These people, this stuff in this email, and then they go on to say, I have a feeling this is Cher. And then they go on to say, make it, and you immediately start saying, I probably made a mistake. And then when someone asked you why Laura said that, did go to the Scrapyard that day, you said, oh, did she? And claimed that you didn't remember saying that. Really? No, I don't fucking remember it. It's 3 years and I've had to talk to a lot of people. Send it to me. Instead of sending me this email, send it to me when she said where she said that. Because you're just playing the telephone game. I need to hear it because I don't remember. No, everybody knows my memory is not the best. Plus, we've been going on 3 years and I've talked to a lot of people. Basically, probably more people surrounding this case than anybody else has. I've talked to a freaking lot of people around the case. I don't remember Laura saying, I personally do remember getting it wrong, whether they made it to the Scrapyard or not. So that's why I've always been I just don't look at it as a big deal, I guess. I didn't remember it because I didn't think it was a big deal at the time. You know what I mean? I just didn't think that's one of those things that I just don't. We were having conversation. I mean, come on, Ziggy, it was your panel, but you don't. Exactly. I don't remember. No. Send it to me. Send it to me. Just send it to me. Clip it out and send it to me. It's not a big deal. If you were truly for finding out what happened to Summer. Oh, wait, here we go. Okay. You start the email about please don't be offended. Then you're going to go on and offend me. Okay. If you're truly for finding out what happened to Summer, that should have at least made you try to find out why Fred and Laura have two different versions of the day. And what about Fred saying he was being investigated for... Oh my God. How many times do I have to address this? Of course. Oh yeah. So Fred's going to say something like he's being investigated for 2 murders and it be true. What the hell is this? What? That's not concerning to you? No, I don't. It's not concerning to me at this point. No, not at all, actually. I think it was the detective Ho, actually. Ho, the one that Smiley talked to, who, it's funny that he was actually the most respectful to, because that guy is actually the one that has given Fred the most shit. And he is like the newest one. He's not even, he's like, I think he's like he's new at the sheriff's department or something. Doesn't seem like it is. Or what about Ellie taking and he didn't keep, nobody took and kept Fred's phone. What? No, they didn't. It was like seconds. They didn't keep his phone. See what I'm talking about? You're more concerned about keeping you and Fred's narrative. No, I'm not. It's not me and Fred's narrative. That Andy was on the phone that day, and Andy called Ali, so Fred should be able to call them and prove that he wore a wire, that he's the one that got video footage from. Don't you think that's fair? No offense, but you're making yourself look bad. Your main concern is about getting the truth about what happened. So Summer feels like you and Fred are manufacturing drama, in my opinion. I hope I'm wrong. Well, you are wrong. You are wrong. Sorry. Yeah, nobody was home when Chad claimed to have seen Candace. That's just my opinion, is that it sounded like Cher in the email, but I don't know if it was. It's just and I'm not going to put out the person's email or anything, like as far as their address or email address. But no, yeah, I've explained this over and over again. All those questions I have answered over and over and over again. And I want the truth, the absolute truth. And how many times do I have to say that, yeah, me and Fred are talking about calling Detective Lawson? I don't understand why you changed it until we weren't. We were talking about it. And let me see here. No, I didn't. Can you that's so irritating. People keep saying that Laura said this, but then will not send it to me. To me, that wasn't that big of a deal. I just never thought of it as a big deal. There's a lot of details, like at the time, I didn't realize were a big deal that you later figure out, I guess, were. And so I don't pay attention to little things like if they made it to the scrapyard. You know what I mean? I've talked about a lot of things and had a lot of information and talked to a lot of people, and it's hard keeping everything straight. Oh, he was just a CO, Fred said, that Detective Ho, or no, he's not a detective. He's a correctional officer. The reason why I don't know how many times I have to say this, the reason why I believe what Fred says is because over this whole time, I don't know why I have to repeat myself over and over again. I have had absolute zero proof of him not telling the truth. Now we have this call with Pruitt. To me, is still not proof. It's still the same thing. It's like this call that is supposedly querying Jody Sue. Pruitt querying Jody Sue on the phone is what. This, like I said, I just haven't had any absolute proof that he's lying. Why wouldn't I believe him? I just don't. I'm the one that's talked to him one-on-one, and nothing has ever. This is the very first time anything has slightly contradicted it, like something coming out that's really even. Seriously, there's nothing. To me, that's just not proof. I think Laura said scrapyard they usually go to is closed that day, so I went to a different one. I don't know. I would need it clipped again. If anybody can find that part and send it to me so we can discuss it. You guys, I'm not afraid to go over these things. I want to get it cleared up and stuff, So if you guys come across that, send it to me, clip it, Laura's answer to it, because I have a feeling it's not exactly what people are saying because nobody sent it to me. I feel like if it was going to prove Fred a liar in some way, it would have been sent to me already. I just don't know why somebody thinks I'm going to remember one answer of yes, or like out of years of panels and stuff, Went to the grocery store. What? Yes, Tessie. The grocery store, that's a whole. Is that supposed to be funny, Teresa? Just to add in on the confusion, because I don't remember anything about a grocery store. Well, just send it to me, guys, if you've seen it. I know it was on one of my videos, but the people who are concerned with it being a lie or something should be the ones sending it to me. I'm not concerned. I'm just not. I know that Fred's being honest. So I'm not really worried about it. If you guys are concerned about it, send it to me and then we'll address it. I'm not avoiding it. I just am not going to go out of my way to find it because it's not a big deal to me. I'm sorry. That's just the truth. Because that's how I know. I'm just saying. It's my belief and that's just how it is. And people will just have to wait and see the truth, I guess. If they don't want to believe, I know I can't, there's nothing else I can do besides I'm not gonna stress myself like to the point of like a nervous breakdown. You know what I mean? Because I have spent a lot of time and research into this case, like a lot, talking to people and stuff. And it's been exhausting and tiring and it is very frustrating. And I'm not going to just kill myself over figuring this out. I have like responsibility. I mean, this is my channel, yes, but this is really not where I make my money really is reading tarot cards and doing tarot readings. I don't really make money over here like people think, except, I mean, occasionally I'll get a really nice donation and stuff. And because of how tiring and how crazy it's been, I plan to, once Summer Wells case is solved, or I don't plan on continuing on this channel. I plan on solely focusing on tarot. It's too draining. It's too frustrating. It's too much heartache. It's dangerous also. Casey, it's not lips. It's not putting that much trust in somebody. It's not. I've talked to the guy for 2.5 years. It's not putting just much. It's not like talking to Marlena Crawford on the phone for a few weeks. Years. If something doesn't, how many times have we seen things contradict with everything everybody else has said? Like we have absolute proof. We have them saying two different things. Now the only thing people can come up with now is that they say, Fred says they didn't make it a scrapyard. Laura says they did supposedly, which I have not even seen this proof, but that's it. Oh, thank you, Alf. It's just stressful for all of us. I know it gets. What the fuck? Don't send me anything about how. No! You guys, it's not me asking for people to send tips to me. Are you fucking retarded? Sorry for using that word. I know I'm going to get it now. But let me just say, somebody emailed me anonymously. Couldn't even go under the real email. And asked me why I am requesting tips to be sent to me. I'm not requesting tips to be sent to me. Law enforcement already has the surveillance. They have it. Somebody's mad and afraid or something. It's really funny that people are really scared of this surveillance getting out. I think it's really telling. And Fred just texted and said, we will not stop till Summer gets her justice. So people can try to scare me all they want and not to releasing something or whatever, or not talking on something. I'm not asking for tips. Don't send me tips. Send those to TBI, please. The surveillance has already been seen by law enforcement. And I'm really sorry for saying the R word. I know that's offensive to people. Gosh, so freaking, it gets so old. Yeah. Please, yeah, make sure all tips go to TBI. I'm not asking for tips to come to me. See how people change your words, like how easy it is for things to get misconstrued and changed around, and things are going to be flipped around too by this live and everything. Yeah. But why would he lie though, Carrie? You're not concerned if he would lie about being on the road? That's like weird. And I'm kind of concerned about like some of the stuff you talk about over there, and from what I hear, you kind of talk shit about me, which is really disheartening, but whatever. I'm used to it. I can take it. They didn't call Casey Lips. You're trying to turn something into something completely different. Once again, you're changing things. That's not what they said. Why? Because law enforcement can lie to you and try to. They are obviously hush-hush about this investigation. They have not put out anything. We have zero. I'm not going to go over all the stuff that I just talked about. A lot of this stuff I've already addressed. But just rewind, start from the beginning, and gone over it in my opinion on why I believe a certain thing. I don't know. Again, whoever sent that about the car loaded up, I'm not sure if they can prove. You need to ask law enforcement if they searched the vehicle that Fred took loaded up to the scrapyard. No, I don't expect you to believe everything. I expect people to use their common sense and critical thinking, logical. Like if we have Fred, we have Laura, now we have another. Why do you think when Evil entered, Saul has come forward now and said, Fred's not lying. I've seen Andy on the road that day. I saw the surveillance. I've known that for months that when Evil entered, had seen it, but I kept it quiet. Why? Okay, so I guess she's lying too. Okay. That's what I'm saying. If anybody has that are afraid, because I do know the neighbors that when Evil entered, I know who showed her it. I'm not going to approach them because I know they're scared. But if, like I said, if somebody would anonymously send that to me, I'll fucking do it, I guess. Or I don't know, figure out something. Because this is ridiculous. And law enforcement already has it. They've had it for freaking 2.5 years, so I don't want to hear about, it's the same thing as like contacting somebody for an interview and getting information. It's the exact same freaking thing. It's weird that people wouldn't want to see that. You know what I mean? Well, sage sleuth it is. It's just part of it. It's what it... Yeah, and I agree. Until we don't have evidence of Andy being involved. We don't have evidence of Fred being involved. You know, and just like Fred has said over and over again, and even texted me while I've been live saying, he's not saying that Andy is involved. He's just saying he saw him on the road that day. And that's the only question that he wants to know is about if he was on that road that day. Not if we don't need to we just need to know if he was on the road that day and why. If he was, then why is he not want? I don't know. Yeah, I know the neighbor's scared, but like people don't know what happened to her and like who all's involved and stuff. Like it's scary. You know, and then you hear rumors of like mafia and like gang shit. I'm sure it does scare people. There's no entrapment law. Oh, that's a good idea too, Teresa. I don't know like what their tactics are and why. But see, and how about this is something to Carrie too? Why, Carrie Moody? Why is Pruitt believes that Summer? Do you believe it's possible that Summer was taken off by an animal? Or that, you know, that Pruitt also believes his parents are not involved. I just don't take that man's like word very. I just, and it's not because he's a liar. I'm not saying it's just because he's allowed. It's all part of how they handle these things. It's all part of giving somebody enough rope to hang themselves, seeing how people react to certain things, making people feel comfortable and think that they're not being watched. Okay, so they don't want Andy freaking out and worried. If they suspect anything. Just telling him in a phone call, oh, not to worry, and don't take anything Fred Hill says to, wouldn't put too much weight in what Fred Hill says. Of course. I mean, to me, of course he's going to say that. And I saw somebody in the comments say that's what I was going to say. And I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what I thought. Why would LE just have zero concerns if they had footage that places him in proximity to Ben Hill and assume it directly conflicts it? I don't know. But see, like, I have no idea, Smokey. I don't know. It's freaking baffling to me. I understand, like, people, I get people's, how they're irrational. I get how they're thinking and stuff. I do. I understand, like, it's frustrating. I have no idea on why they're doing things certain ways. It worries me, actually, more than anything. It worries me because it's like, I don't know. I just worry, like, that they're not looking into this case well enough or something. Or have they just forgot it, like, put it to the side? Oh, she's just wandered off and she's somewhere, in the brush somewhere. Or the animals drug her off. No evidence of that, but we're going to say an animal took her. No, we want to delete Aurora. I have heard that YouTube has done an update and it's made it like acting extra weird lately. So, but guys, I think I'm gonna get off here. I don't know. This is all. I could just talk till I'm blue in the face, and people are gonna have their opinions. You know what I mean? Mine's not changing at the time, but I know people are gonna turn that into Andy being cleared and stuff. But in my opinion, I feel like that is a way to make him feel comfortable, just like the Jody Sue thing. Just make him feel comfortable and feel that way. Give him enough rope to hang himself. That's just my opinion. That's the only, to me, no, with everything I've researched in this case and people I've talked to and stuff, that's just the only logical, to me, the only thing that makes sense. It's just like him trying to say Jody Sue's cleared, or people saying that Pruitt said Jody Sue's cleared. I don't believe it. I feel the same exact way. Hey, Terry Crocker. Hawkins and surrounding counties really show what they are about with their judges sentencing for child SA. Yep. And covering up the prosecution of Brandon Lawson for his sexual crimes against children. Sorry, I just don't trust the local law enforcement there. And it's not because, she's just saying that because she's in love with Fred Hill, or she just, no, I'm saying this because that's what I believe and have believed for a very long time, because it just keeps, I haven't seen anything to the contrary yet. Absolute proof. I need proof. I need evidence, just like you guys. I still like you too, Carrie. I know that people are saying what they're saying. They try to calm me down and be like, well, we're not saying that Fred's guilty. That's not the point. To me, and I'm not trying to be rude. It's not. That's not what I'm trying to get. No, I know that you guys you might say he's mistaken or whatever, but no, it's not possible. Either he's telling the truth or not. in my opinion. Because of all the other things involved, like law enforcement talking to him about it and showing him pictures of Andy being on the road that day. How could he mistake it? Unless the pictures were from a different day, but why would they show him pictures from a different day? He said that they had the date on them. And then we have When Evil Entered, who's seen surveillance too. Who's come out recently and said they have also seen it. And I'm so thankful that they finally came out and, because I knew that they had, but it was tough keeping it to myself. You Elf, he hasn't been. Oh, well, thank you, Elf. No, not yet, Carrie. No. I think When Evil Entered says she has it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to put her on the spot like that because I don't want her to feel pressured. Because I understand it's scary putting something like that out, but I'm not 100% positive that she actually has it in her position or in her possession, or if she just saw it from one of the neighbors that she spoke to. And I know the neighbors, which neighbors they are too, and I don't want to freaking pressure them because I know they're scared. I do. So I just hope that somehow somebody will put it out or send it anonymously to somebody. Don't send it anonymously. If you don't like me, send it anonymously to somebody else. I don't care. Let's just get it out there. I don't know, Andy. He seemed very fucking nervous. And why now, almost 3 years later, why didn't he do that a couple years ago? It's just that what I don't understand. I just don't understand his sudden desire to try to clear himself when this has been going on for years. And why? I just don't understand it. Why did he said he was going to call Pruitt like a few weeks ago, and I just don't get it why he kind of put it off. And then when you hear him in the call, he's like terrified. To me, he sounds terrified. And there's no reason why he should be scared if he knows that he's not. If he knows nothing and is not involved and was not on the road that day. To me, he's acting like somebody that's really freaking scared, but anyways, guys, I'm going to go. We'll just have to agree to disagree for those who don't completely or don't have the same opinion. But somebody messaged about. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. I would not be nervous about asking. I wouldn't. There's nothing to be nervous about if you're not involved. Like, you're not involved there, and you weren't on the road that day. Then there is nothing to freaking worry about. You're on surveillance at work all day. Then why is he so scared? You know what I mean? Like, to me, he seems scared. He would have proved this a while back. I just feel like he feels like things are closing in on him. I don't know. But Guys, I'm going to go. And I will talk to everybody later.